Hello.
Welcome back.
You are listening to the Synchronicity Podcast. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Megan.
And we change your brain to change your life. We pretty much give you a new perspective on things that you were taught in childhood that in adulthood you can either choose or change. It's completely up to you to become a better version of yourself in adulthood. Pretty much giving you autonomy.
Yeah, so we shift neuroplasticity, upgrading the program, either using microdosing or not using microdosing. We're a huge part of the psychedelic movement. We've spoken at many psychedelic conferences about this stuff. We intertwine Eric Berne, Carl Jung philosophies with microdosing, and we believe that Sigmund Freud was crazy. So
here we are.
And today we're going to talk about, if you're new, thank you for being here. If you are one of our older listeners, even if this is your second time, we're just super happy and this is Shiloh. If you haven't met her, this is our Dalmatian.
She's our mascot. Podcast mascot.
She's funny, and has a very, very big personality. But anyway.
Today particularly.
She's very chatty today. And it's because she wants to go for a walk. So anyway.
And it's really cold out right now.
It's freezing. Today we're going to talk about probably the funniest topic that
It's not funny, but it is funny.
Okay. This is the funniest topic.
Yeah, but it's not funny when you're in it.
Man, no, it's not fun.
It's not fun.
But that's like a guy getting hit in the balls. It's actually not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe what happens when you fall into the notorious
Dick
sand. We've all been there. As women, we've all been there. We all been there.
Once you fall into the dick sand.
Yes. So
here we are.
We have some visuals for you today too to go along with this. But Meg and I were talking about what would be a funny podcast to do, and we were like, let's do dick sand or dick goggles because it's kind of funny. Beer goggles, we've all been there, done that, and here we are. Yeah, it's so fun.
So essentially, what dick sand is. And everyone's going to laugh and probably share this with their girlfriends because they're like, oh my God, like this is what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So most women don't know this, or I didn't until I learned about 5 years ago. When you sleep with a man, the moment his penis enters your mouth, anus, or vagina, okay, his magic wand, once it enters the body, magic happens.
Quite literally. Chemically.
Okay.
Chemical magic.
Oxytocin floods your brain, and your dopamine receptors are having a party.
Mm-hmm.
And when estrogen and oxytocin bond with his scent and his magic wand, you are then dickmatized, or you're in the dick sand, and this is what your life then looks like anytime you're talking to him. Okay, if you smell him, if you see him, if you hear his voice, these are rose-colored dick goggles. You are in dick sand. He can do no wrong, and you're on the roller coaster ride. So if you haven't set the boundaries and the groundwork to be in dick sand and have your dick goggles on, then my friend, you're along for the dick ride. And
quite literally.
That magic wand is then
he is
dicking you around.
Yeah,
and
he sure is dicking you around, giving you a ride and dicking you around. Look at, we got all the punnies today.
And what happens really on the male side is that young men don't work like we just talked about this in the Anthropause video, but men do not work the way that women do. They don't bond the way that women do. So they bond over time with what's called vasopressin, and we did a podcast on it. Go back to the podcast. I think it was like episode 20 or something like that. But anyway, it'll be called vasopressin.
We should relaunch that podcast. Because,
yeah, we will. But so women bond as soon as the magic wand enters any of her orifices. But a man doesn't bond when he has sex, right? You're his world for about the 2 seconds that he's coming. And then you're another notch in his belt unless, you're in a relationship or have made yourself different than other women, right? Because men are programmed to spread their seed. Whether we like it or not, that's just the way it is. Accept it and know the game and play it correctly. So this is helping you play the dating game because it is a game. And it kind of is obnoxious, but it's the way it is. But vasopressin works opposite of oxytocin. So as a man spends time with you, vasopressin is territory. So as soon as you become part of his territory, aka his girlfriend, then when he has sex with you, vasopressin from your smell and taste hits oxytocin, and he bonds and falls in love. Okay,
Then he's in the vagina
scientific. Then he's in vajayjay land, and he's not dicking you around because you're both bonded, right? Then you're in a very happy relationship, and it's women's responsibility to facilitate this. And that's what women don't understand of like free sex and let's have all the sex. I understand that women enjoy sex as much as men do, but your problem is that you're becoming emotionally unstable and then mentally ill from having sex with all of these men and not understanding what you're doing wrong. Well, you're having sex too soon. And on a literal scientific level, you're fucking yourself up. And you're also like giving him the upper hand because friendship ends as soon as sex begins. And the thing is like, so there might be some men that have eaten enough estrogen in their lives because it's in our food supply that then all of a sudden they bond when you have sex with them. But these are not the kind of men that you actually want to be with. They're a nice guy. Go listen to our podcast on that. But true alpha men will walk away. You're not wife material to them. You're not worth their life. So vasopressin, when you become part of their territory, then what happens is they're willing to die for you. Yeah. Men don't fall in love as easily because they're willing to die for what they love. So you have to be worth his life in order for him to love you. So what we say is men fall in love with virtue, not vaginas. So women think that, oh, if I give a man what he wants, then he's going to like me.
Wrong. No. He's going to get bored.
He will get bored because he thinks that if it's easy to get inside you, that a lot of men are getting inside. And so he is thinking like you're a lot of men's territory. Or like, I'm going to have to fight all these men. They want a woman that's worth fighting for, right? Because men give, protect, and cherish. When they protect, they're willing to give their lives. And so as much as you want to, and I have been through this, trust me, I am part of the choir that I'm preaching to. I am telling you, it is super difficult. When you're very attracted to somebody, you want to have sex, there's a huge sex drive there, and it is literally like I've had moments where, because you can fool around. You can be in bed with them, you can be naked with them, you can do all these. Just do not let the magic wand enter your body, okay? There's plenty of other things you can do. So they said like finger bang the other day. I was fucking dying laughing.
But that's like cringy.
Okay, you can give him a hand job. Just don't suck his dick. Don't let it go in any of your parts. But anyway, it's a real thing, and it's really important to understand that, when you do say no and you do hold your ground on that, you're actually doing men a favor as much as yourself, right? Because then you're dating for character and not for dick goggles. When you fuck the wrong dude, because you are fucking, you're not making love, you're fucking the wrong guy, you have dick goggles on, you're not seeing him clearly, you have no idea what his character is, and you can no longer see it clearly.
Well, and this is usually what happens. Then, so you got these dick goggles on, and then all of a sudden your friend is like, he's talking to you like that? He's treating you like that? He's an ass. And she's like, oh my God, don't talk to him like that. Girl, you have entered the dick sand. You have been dickmatized.
Yeah.
And it's not of your own, it is of your own fault. But if your girlfriends are telling you that, listen, as much as it hurts, and I know you want to be mad at them, but they are seeing clearly. You are seeing through rose-colored dick glasses.
The dick goggles. So, and it takes 2 months of not seeing, smelling, or hearing him, or tasting him, really, for that matter, to come off of its oxytocin detox, and it literally physically hurts.
It's gnarly.
It's so bad. You bond a little bit with oxytocin when you chemically are attracted to somebody, and that's bad enough. But if you have sex with them, then you have the whole flush of oxytocin, and your brain actually goes through oxytocin withdrawals.
Which is, side note, they have done clinical studies, scientific research on this, that it is almost as, if not worse, than coming off heroin and or cocaine on the brain.
It's so bad.
It is so bad. You lose your appetite.
So
like, a lot of time women will talk about, I'm going through a breakup, I've lost all this weight. You're literally going through, a drug withdrawal.
Yeah.
Like, it is in the brain, it doesn't know a difference.
Well, and the thing is you're taking a huge risk because it could be 2 months or 2 years.
Yeah.
Or there's some dick that you'll never come off of. You know, my mentor says that. She's like, well, there's some women that only bond once. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, fuck you. Because I might be one of them. I haven't really figured that out yet. But anyway.
We have a theory on that, though.
We have a theory on that.
That's been proven many times.
Yeah, that's been proven over and over again. And it's not fun to be one of them. But it also is because we get to do things like this. But oxytocin is not funny. There's a reason mothers love their babies so much because that's the oxytocin bond. The highest level of oxytocin is released during breastfeeding. It's only second to sex. So, you know, you might as well be shooting heroin. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a thing, guys. This is not a joke. Hookup culture is actually dangerous to the body, brain, and soul. You know, again, you don't have to be like married like really understanding the chemical background changed how I even thought about. I'm like, do I really want to go through 2 months to 2 years of detox for this motherfucker? Essentially, it's like, no, the majority of them are not worth it.
No,
hell no.
Well,
I'm like, I have a vibrator, or he can give you lots of orgasms. You don't have to have sex to enjoy being with somebody. And people just go straight to sex. It's like, you know, sensuality is just being with somebody skin to skin and like having that sensualness that also helps the relationship. It doesn't have to just be like straight to fucking. It's crazy that our culture is like that.
Well, but also like that's why it's so important, like early on, is to date him and listen to what he's saying. Listen, is he a man of character? Is he doing what he's saying? Are his words and actions adding up?
Yeah.
Because this will save you from a lot of dick sand. It will save your heart. It will save
much
your
suffering.
Yeah. And if you listen, use your ears, not your eyeballs as a woman, and just watch him, watch his actions, listen to his words, listen to how he's treating you, listen to how he's treating the women in his life, then you can make a very calculated choice to then bond to him or not. Because I think so often, and also if back up a minute, there is now coming out that women, the more and more dick sand you fall into, aka the more and more men you bond to oxytocin wise, the more damage you are doing to your brain in the long run. They're actually proving now that hookup culture is excruciatingly detrimental to a woman's brain, because when she does become a mother and she has bonded to too many men, she can actually no longer bond to her baby. That is fucked up, because you wanted to have a good night with like some pretty dick boy. Like, no. So the long-term consequences.
Are the majority of them even pretty?
I don't know. Or like, are they even men? Are they even men of character? Because, you know, like.
Well, they're men. They got a dick, but they probably identify as a vagina.
I mean, if they have wuss syndrome.
Exactly.
I love those glasses. I knew you should wear them in public. But anyways, so just like knowing the repercussions, because it will totally flip your entire perspective on hookup culture in this like whole like just come over and fuck me like world that we currently live in.
Netflix and chill?
No Netflix and chill. More like take me on a date and show me what you have to offer me. Because also, if you do get pregnant with that individual, you also want to make sure that you're in a stable relationship, that he is a man of character, you're a woman of virtue, and that you can build something long term. Because our society right now is so broken. There's so many single moms. There's so many wusses. There's just like all of this debauchery, and you have a choice. And now that you've listened to this podcast, you even have more of a choice of like, do you choose to continue to be a part of hookup culture? Do you choose to continue to mess up your oxytocin receptors in your brain by continuing to bond to an endless amount of men? Or are you going to step in and start looking at your own shit and start dating men of character instead of just dating men for a fuck?
So I would also recommend, one of the best things I ever did was, I mean, I still drink, but I do not drink with men that I am not in a relationship with.
Facts.
Because this will change your life. The majority of bad decisions that I have made in my life, including sleeping with somebody before I was really emotionally ready, even if I was in a relationship, like, was alcohol. Mm-hmm. And, I remember one particular relationship, like we were already together and everything, but I wasn't ready to have sex, but we went out drinking, and then it just happened. We were both drunk and things like that. So many of the decisions that you make, and we'll do a podcast on this, that are not aligned with who you are or who you want to be, is because of things like alcohol. When women drink or use mind-altering chemicals, which is not including psychedelics is not included in that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
So like alcohol, marijuana, cocaine, heroin, any of those things, your soul will take over and you'll go into your masculine. And so,
it's versa for men.
Yeah, and it's reverse. Men go into their feminine. And so, one of the best decisions I ever made in my life is like, I really am a strong boundary around that. Unless I'm in a relationship with somebody and really ready to take the next step and totally be in a submissive place, I won't drink. So, and it's coming from me who is, I am so strong-willed, and like, if I can't drink around men, really, I don't think anybody that is, again, unless you're very comfortable on this person, you're already sleeping together, like, there's not really bad decisions to be made. Just be very cautious around alcohol. It's a very dangerous drug. And I think a lot of like babies that are unwanted and things like that happen with alcohol. Mm-hmm. Dick goggles happen. I mean, I would say 98% of people that get in dick sand and don't want to is because of alcohol. So just a really big thing.
Little umbrella on the top of your drink.
That,
Dick goggles.
I had this, and it's actually my mentor that told me, like, Megan, you're so alpha. Like, you cannot drink around men. You go into your masculine and it's like, see ya. Because the other thing is that you'll get into fights with your partner because you go in your masculine and you're not super associated with your feminine, and you're not making very intelligent decisions because your masculine is super present. So a lot of couples that fight and things like that is because of alcohol. So just if you even look at like domestic abuse and things like that, almost 100% of the time, 99.9% alcohol or drugs are involved. So just be aware that though it's a very socially acceptable thing, like Nicole and I spent an entire weekend at a bachelor party and didn't drink at all. So,
I took one shot the whole weekend.
Yeah, it's like, you just don't have to have it to have fun. And we teach people how to be so in yourself and so comfortable with yourself. Everyone thought we were absolutely fucking hammered. Because
even at the wedding, everyone thought we were hammered.
And we weren't even drinking.
Time.
Because we're just so comfortable with ourselves. Like, I can be a fool on the dance floor and make an absolute ass of myself without drinking because I don't care what people think of me. Obviously, I'm on camera with dick goggles on my face. So, again, just embrace who you are and really be cautious of what you're putting into your body, because sugar's a big one too. So, but we will do a podcast on that. But we're super grateful you were here. I think that was enough about dick sand.
Yeah. And if you are in the dick sand, having a good friend to talk to that's going to be honest, or mentor.
We actually help women through this all the time.
Yeah. But the detox, if you are, or if you're listening to this podcast and you're in a detox, like I think I went through one of the worst, oxytocin detoxes in October of 2019. I thought I was literally going to fucking die. Like Megan flew out to LA because I was so ill. Yeah. But having girlfriends around you, being out, getting like, take care of you, lots of sunshine, make sure you're eating good, move your body, like it will help in the long term and it will get better, but do your absolute best to also go no contact, because every time you see him, hear him, smell him, taste him,
don't look at pictures.
You're going all back and you're starting all over again. And so just so that, being mindful, one reason why we're here is because we have experienced majority of these things. And this is why we're doing what we're doing, to help the women behind us not make the same decisions, and men. Because I've totally been in dick sand, hardcore dick sand.
You just want to be in the right dick sand. Yeah. We all enter the dick sand.
Pick
you
the
just
right
want
dick sand
healthy
to be in.
Dick sand.
Yes.
That is also in vagina sand, because they're bonded too. You just don't want to be alone
in the sand.
That's not a fun place to be. You want a sandbox with a friend.
Yes.
Not, by yourself in the sandbox.
Yeah, that's weird. No one wants
that's
to
just
be
not
in the sand
fun.
alone. No. But if you are listening to us on YouTube, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, because that helps the show tremendously. We're still growing followers and building out our YouTube over there. If you're on Apple or Spotify listening to this, driving home, whatever, hey, if you take a minute, just like our show, comment, share it with a friend, tag us on social media. If you have any comments, concerns, or any topics you'd like us to cover, go over to Synchronicity_Sisters, send us a DM, or we will always check comments in any of the episodes. But for now, we'll see you next time. Bye.